Actually, lemonade with feta, Brussels sprouts, and spicy zero. As soon as people would sit down, that's what they said. Those are the ones that everybody likes. Like people just say, they never say I don't like that. They just love them. And let me tell you, if somebody comes in here and you make some suggestions, they want some small stuff, but you suggest those three, lemonade with feta, Brussels sprouts, and spicy cigars, they're going to think this place is so unbelievable. I can't wait for the rest. So this menu, like I said, is really, really easy to compare to the other ones. So as you go through the training, those of you who are newer, I'm going to explain to you how to sell these things and how, that you talk to the tables about the food. And if you go through this at home tonight or tomorrow night and you're like, what in the world is that? Look it up. Because if you say it, they're going to ask it to you. And when I wait on tables, I'm very like, I tell them, I didn't know what it was either. I looked it up. This is exactly what it means. Tell them. Okay? But I will tell you that there are enough. Oh, I forgot this too. You see the kebabs? They'll say, yeah, we want the beef kebab, steak kebab. You got to specify. Do you go look at the kebabs? How many beef kebabs are there on here? Beef is beef. Beef is ground beef. Beef is filet mignon. Beef. There's two kebabs on there. And fortunately now, they're the same price. Before, there was one that was not expensive, and then there's one that was really expensive. And guess what? You always make a mistake over and over. They order the most expensive one, and then they eat it, and they're like, I didn't order that one, I ordered the other one. There you have to go get the manager again. Come. When people say beef, what do you say? Which beef do you want? Skirt steak? Which one's planning on? Fortunately, those are very different. What's the difference between skirt steak and filet mignon? Yes. Skirt steak is, what's skirt steak? This area is a lot of Latin restaurants, a lot of Latin people. You all know what skirt steak is. A lot of people from Midwest, they don't know what that is. They don't know what skirt steak. You go to a Mexican restaurant, skirt steak's what they put in. They eat it, that's what they use. That kind of carne asada, like that. So skirt steak is a very lean steak. It's very lean. It's a little tough. So you have to look at your tables. You have to weigh get a feel for them to see which one you think they like. But I can tell you the skirt steak here, if it is the same recipe it was before, it's so good, delicious. Another thing to point out, and then I'm going to go over kids stuff with you too, the marinated chicken. Tandoori chicken kebab. The chicken kebab, what does that sound like to you? You go into this restaurant, you're not used to this food, you look at all this stuff, halloumi, what is all this stuff? You see chicken kebab, what does that look? It looks what? Starts with an S. Safe. Well, when somebody orders a chicken kebab, you have to tell them to say, I want to let you know that chicken kebab is dark meat. Some people don't like dark meat. Okay? It's dark meat. It sounds like it's this really spicy Moroccan. It says Moroccan. It's not that spicy. Okay? It's kid-friendly. It's a kid-friendly dish. It's a little tandoori-ish, a little Moroccan. It's not that spicy. But it is dark meat, and you need to let people know that.
Actually, kids, depending on some people have different levels of spiciness. The chicken kebab, I would not recommend to someone that does not like spicy.
What he's saying is exactly right, and that's what I'm going into next. If you tell them that it's tandoori, it's not spicy per se, but it does have some spice to it. It's not something that I would recommend kids, as Leo said, but people will look at it like, oh, kids will like it. Now, if they make it like they did before, that is marinated. We do not have plain. Okay? One thing that we will do, and you won't get a lot of kids in here, but you will get them, and I'll be honest with you, the kids that come in here are usually really well behaved, really lucky. They're pretty good. Okay? When you look at this menu, you will see there's some dishes. If anybody has kids in here, you could probably look and you could probably say, well, these are what I would suggest for my kids. I don't have any kids, but I can tell you what I would suggest for kids. We used to have a lot of flatbreads. Now we have one flatbread, and it's the mushroom flatbread. Okay? You're going to have people those of you who are new, they're gonna say, where's that kale flatbread? I'm sorry, we don't have that. We have the mushroom flatbread though. Okay. People love the kale flatbread. We don't have it. We can't make it. Okay? But the mushroom flatbread, when you have people, you want to be positive with them. You have kids, okay, you know, we don't have a kids menu, but let me show you what we can do for you. You always want to say it like that. You want to give them options. You want to tell them, no, we don't have a kids menu. Well, we don't, but this is what I can do. And now, there's one I'm going to name to you, and they'll think you're the best thing ever. You see that mushroom flatbread? We can do that. I already talked to Chef Rich. Yeah, cheese. Oh, that's it. We want that. Okay? Now, I don't see them on here. I don't know if they have them, but they might have French fries. But that is not something that you want to advertise if they do. I don't know if they will offer them for dinner. I'm not sure.
In Rio and Church Street in Los Angeles, the same thing. It's not on the menu, we'll be fine.
But that's not something you want to go up to tables and say, we have all this delicious food, but guess what? We got French fries. We have Moroccan chicken and French fries. How about that? But when it's people with kids, you want them to don't feel intimidated. You want them to feel like, we are glad that you're here. We're glad that you brought your kids here. And guess what? It's not on the menu. It's not something we advertise. We got French fries. And I'm going to tell you all right now, French fries here are really good. But don't tell everybody that. But when you have a table, have kids, don't be going French fries, because when they come out of this kitchen with French fries like this, what do you think happens? People in the whole dining room, I want that! Oh, they will. And if they want it, what do? Get it for them. Okay? So, the flatbread we can make. Okay? Into cheese flatbread, same price though. Not going to go down in price. Same price. And we can do French fries. What do you think else we could do? Okay. But remember peppers. Make sure that's okay with the kids. Skirt steak, they like that. I don't know what they're on there. Anybody want to look at the menu?
Lemonade.
Okay. Audrey said something really interesting. The bread that comes with the lemonade, it's ridiculously good. Thank God they don't just make it, because I would try to eat it. And they make it to order. Okay? So a lot of tables will ask you that. Can we have more bread? Yes, we can. When you see a table like this big and they do not want to do words of even a pork chop, they don't want to do the prefix. They don't want to do it. They want to order their own stuff, but they order one dip for 4 people. You tell them to say, that you can get an extra bread for $4. Trust me. And if they say no, I don't want to do that. When you leave that table and that bread comes, they will guzzle that and then be gone. And guess what? They want more bread. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to put it in. They're going to put it in the oven. It has to bake. It has to come out. So what do you have to do to a guest when they order extra bread? You have to tell them stay. Again, you always use a positive. This bread is baked fresh to order. So it's going to take a few minutes to come out. You tell them that.
How many pieces?
It's one piece of bread, okay? I have not seen it, but it's one piece. It used to be this big.
Like this.
It's cut in half.
Okay.
So 4 people are going, as soon as you go like this, here's your lemonade with feta. The food runner brings that. Lemonade with feta. Excuse me. Oh, can we have another bread? When somebody orders one dip, you might want to upsell the bread right off the bat. Just be like, the bread is ridiculously good. But you don't want to push too much bread because of why? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can look at this menu and be like, what are the best non-carb dishes I can sell? Non-carb dishes mean more food. More food means more sales. You don't want to say, well, I recommend French fries, I recommend flatbread, I recommend like a couple of extra breads, I recommend all the breads. So it's going to be 2 dishes a person. No, don't do that, it'll be stuffed. Okay? And you don't want to rip people off. You don't want them to order too much stuff. Do you have a question?
Oh, no.
boring you?
No, it's actually entertaining.
If anybody has questions about this menu, I don't want you to feel like because Leo's been here longer than me, and because Steve has been here longer than me, that, and I've been here a long time and they've been here longer, that we're gonna look at you like, oh, why did they ask that? Please ask questions, because guess what? This is a pool house. Leo wants you, we all want you to know what we know. And we will help you. There's no intimidation, there's no wrong answers, there's nothing. There's no competition. It's everybody is one, and everybody makes the same thing. If you work 4 hours, and I work 4 hours, and we're service tonight, I want her to sell, I want her to be successful, I want her to succeed. Okay? So we all want you all to be caught up with the rest of us, okay? And I told you, you have 5 days of training. I promise you, you will be. Okay? So when I go through stuff like this, if you have questions, please ask. Does anybody know what a tagine is? And if you work here before, don't answer. And Audrey, I know you know.
Spice.
He said a spice. That's an interesting answer because it sounds like spice. But what is it? There isn't one in here, but
Yeah, there is.
is there? There's a little teeny one.
There you go.
So a typical tagine is a Moroccan style of cooking a dish. Usually it's this big. And what you're supposed to do is put the actual dish itself and cook it inside the oven. What it does, when you cook normally, every nutrient evaporates. We put a lid. Normally we open it and we stir, so you lose all the nutrients in the dish. Moroccan style, you cook in a dish. The style it is like a little tiki clay type of like a tiki thing. So it's supposed to, the nutrients supposed to go up and go back into the dish, and it's supposed to like the water kind of goes back into it, so it keeps the dish moist, and you normally get more nutrients off of tagine than a regular style of cooking. And then you serve the dish inside the tagine. Kind of like a casserole. You put a casserole in the oven and you serve it to the person in the same dish that you cooked it in. That's a tagine.
We had 2 tagines, and by the way, that was an absolute. By the way, you see what he has in his hand? That would be 3. So it's one of
Would you like
those.
to get to keep this?
My side, I mean, they are wonderful, they're beautiful. We ordered 34 of them. We have some here. Please.
They're like $80 or $90
They are
a piece.
super expensive.
Oh, and
So
the lids go back to
the kitchen.
the kitchen.
We have to really I'm gonna put one of the boss are in charge of it, but those tagines, we really have to take care of them because they're super fragile. They're handmade, so they're shipped very easily. Let me get you some of them. I'll come right back.
We have 2 tagines. We have the lamb tagine, we have the chicken tagine. Now, exactly the reason the food comes out the way Leo said, how it's cooked in there, and people will ask you this all the time, and the answer he gave is exactly right. The outside of it is hand painted, the outside is glazed, the inside is what? It's not glazed. It's clay. It absorbs, it keeps in, it cooks, it marinates everything in the dish. Everything has the same, takes on the flavor of everything. If you have a lemon in the dish, then everything in there will taste like lemon no matter what is in the dish or whatever is in there because of what he said. And he's exactly right. And people are going to ask you that all the time, and they're going to say, what is, I'm letting you, does everybody know? Can everybody say the word tagine?
Tagine.
Not tagini, tagaine. They will say everything. I don't go up to a guest, and they can, you know what? They can call whatever they want. They'll say, what is the tagine? If they ask you, you just say, oh, it's pronounced tagine. I don't correct people. I don't correct them at the table. I don't care what they say. They'll say Lebanese feta, they'll say everything. Food, everything. I just let them say it. I know what they mean, and I write it down. If they ask, I tell them. It's Lebanese. So the tagine, we have 2. We have a lamb tagine and a chicken tagine. It comes to the table. Delvin's going to bring it. It comes to the table like Leo said, and the top comes off. They're hand painted. You have to be really careful with them. They can just crack like that, you know. So you have to be really careful. We had new ones we got in January. We closed in May. By May, we were pretty good at keeping them from breaking, but they were a lot chipped. A lot of them were chipped. This is a tagine.
They come in different sizes. We're going to use the 9-inch.
So when they put it down at the table, they do this, they take the lid off, and take it back. And you have to take it back. Now, when we first got the tagines, they said, well, first of all, a long time ago, like right when I started here, which is a year after that, but maybe not quite a year, the tagines had they all broke. There was like one or two left. They broke. So when we first got these, the other general manager before Delphine, he was like, you have to be, they need to be hand washed, soap in the plate. And you know what? It got out where we didn't do that. And then all of a sudden I see these in the dish room, in the sink. So however managers want us to take care of these, we'll do it. We'll do it. But they chip, this one's chipped, as you can see, and it'll just keep chipping and chipping and chipping. So however they decide us to take care of these or where we put these, that's how we do it. Obviously this is okay. This has to be washed every time. It should be hand washed. And where they want us to put those, they'll tell us. So anyways, that's what it is. It's a tagine. Okay? Chicken tagine, lamb tagine. Saffron chicken tagine. What does saffron mean? Does anybody know what saffron is? Does anybody know what it is? Old or new?
Spice.
Yeah, it's a seasoning. So the saffron chicken tagine. Again, remember that word we were talking about? Chicken tagine. You describe what a tagine is, it's chicken. So what does that sound to you? It sounds like a what kind of dish? Safe dish. When people order that dish, just to let you all know, it is not chicken breast. It has bone-in chicken. It's almost like pollo asado. Kind of like that. Everybody know what that is? It's a little bit like that with a different flavor, but it's that kind of a chicken. Okay? It has bones in it. Sometimes people ask, do you have chicken, can you go without bones? Unfortunately, no, it's the way it's all preserved, it's marinated like that. Again, you don't just say no. You say no and you tell them why. They're like, oh, and they're like, oh, okay. You always want to end on a positive when you have to say no to somebody. You get what I'm saying? Do you have a kids menu? I say, no, unfortunately. I don't just say no. Unfortunately, we don't have kids menu, but guess what? There are some things we can do to this menu that we have some really good kids friendly items. We can do this. I can suggest this. I don't know what your kid likes. But that's something that you want to work with people because if they think you're going to take care of their kid, they think that's great because guess what? South Beach, this is like Vegas. This isn't a kid-friendly place. It's just not. But we can do it here. We don't have a lot of kids here, but we can take care of them here. Okay, this is something that we have not had before. So if you have worked here before, you don't know what this is. And I don't speak French, and she does. So the potato. Can you describe the potato and how you say that word?
Millefeuille. So millefeuille in French is...
Say that again.
Millefeuille.
Millefeuille.
It means 1,000 leaves.
Yeah.
We have in France a very popular cake. In all the pastry shops, it's called a millefeuille. It's like, that's rectangular like this, and it has layers. That's what it is. It's layers. And that is a new dish for Cleo. And I've seen it, I've tested in Los Angeles. It's amazing. It's layers of potatoes. And it looks amazing, it presents amazing, and it really tastes good. So it's a good accompaniment.
Now, how do you say it again?
Millefeuille.
Everybody say it.
Almost like milk for you.
Mil is like in Spanish, it's a thousand.
Mil hojas.
Feuille, exactly. Feuille is, yeah, exactly.
Millefeuille.
Mil,
Mil is 1,000.
Millefeuille.
1,000 leaves.
Not meal for you.
Mil. M-I-L.
See, I'm not
I have a meal for you.
Guys,
potato and it's a meal for you.
when Keith makes fun of the way I say Mediterranean,
Well, you
so
can make
remind
fun of
him how he says millefeuille.
How do you say it again?
Millefeuille.
No, how do you say Mediterranean?
No, she's got that one down. Meal for you.
Mediterranean.
Yeah, you got that.
Got it. You work on your millefeuille.
Say it again.
Millefeuille.
Millefeuille. Is that right? Millefeuille. Millefeuille. You guys probably had no problem saying it. You speak Creole or French. Millefeuille. Is that right?
There's like a R.
You say it.
Yeah, everybody thinks in French is an R and everything. No.
Yeah,
Millefeuille.
Millefeuille.
No.
Feuille.
Millefeuille. Millefeuille.
That's it.
Millefeuille.
I
I got a meal for you. Millefeuille. Well, that's going to be a hard one for me, but you know, I'm going to keep saying it and saying it, and I'll say that as good as she can say Mediterranean now. So I have not had that dish. She described it to you, but Chef Rich described it to me. He said it's absolutely delicious, and it comes with Béarnaise sauce. It's a side.
They have it at the missing too.
Yes, that's right here. is
Cut
what
it
I'm looking
in
at.
smaller cubes. So,
So-
the real millefeuille is like this shape, and the little one on the missing are like little squares.
It's right here. And Béarnaise sauce. Does anybody know what Béarnaise sauce is? That is an old sauce.
French, by the way.
French, and it's very 70s restaurant. Very 70s steakhouse.
Terrified butter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has anybody ever tasted Béarnaise sauce?
No.
Okay. Béarnaise sauce is very old school. It's old school. It's a very traditional sauce. Sometimes steak restaurants used to have it as a sauce. So, Béarnaise sauce, what Audrey said is right. It's a creamy sauce. They don't serve it with steaks anymore in most restaurants, but it comes with the potato meal feed.
It's a little French touch.
Okay. So those of you who want to know more, when you go home, look up Béarnaise sauce because you can put it into a sentence how you want to say it because people are going to ask you what it is. Okay.
You'll get your test.
If you're like over 50, you'll know what it is. If you're under 50, you're like, I have no idea what
I
it
have
is.
no idea.
Yeah.
Pete, that's all you.
Don't let Leo fool you. He's older than he looks. No, he is. I think Leo's 40.
No way.
No, he is. Does he look it? No, he is.
Steve, you know my
He
age.
doesn't look
Not over 40.
We're still the oldest.
it. Yeah.
Pete, you're on that boat on your own.
That's okay. So as you can see, we have so much fun stuff on this menu that we can go over. The falafel is another one that has changed over the years. The falafel we have now is really good. It's the falafel we had when we left. Does anybody know what falafel is? Because you get that a lot.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean you're sick and you falafel. But what?
It's not funny. It's not funny.
I remember
It's
one
not that
time,
funny.
you know what? Remember when I told you we have all these tables with all this food, right? All this food coming out. And you know what? You are going to make a mistake. Don't blame the kitchen for it. If it's your mistake, tell them. I remember one time that I forgot to put that in falafel, and that took a long time to make. And you know, you already know what I said at the table. Though. I go, you know what? That's not
That's the bread.
that's my mistake. Not falafel. Because I didn't put it in. And they think it's funny, and you save the table. You know, you're going to make mistakes. Not falafel.
You really like that one,
I was gonna say, and like he said,
Is this your old material or? Is
Is
this your old material?
Oh, I got a lot
Oh,
more.
he's got a lot.
Yeah, oh yes, I've got all kinds of. I've got all kinds. When you get to know me, you know I have a name for everything. I have spicy cigarettes, Maduit, water. You won't know what I'm talking about yet. Okay, so like I was saying, the chicken tagine is something that is considered a safe thing, but it is not as plain as it sounds. It does have things in it, you know, like olives. Olives is one of those things, like I said at the beginning, you either like it or you don't. You don't kind of like olives. You either like them or you don't like them. I personally don't like them. So if I wanted to order the chicken tagine, I would ask if there's any way to do it without olives. Chef Rich told me that Cleo is a little bit different this time. We want to be as guest-friendly as possible. We don't want to go down with the ship. We want to, if they want it without this, if there's any way they can do it, we'll do it. Now, what if somebody orders the lava bread and they don't want any za'atar seasoning on it? They don't want that on there because they have a seed allergy. And za'atar seasoning, those of you who haven't worked here before, what is it?
Sesame ground.
Sesame and what? It's in everything. It's like on a lot of stuff. It's sesame and it's like dried thyme and sesame. It's a Mediterranean mix. I went deeper into it when I worked here to try to find out where our Zatar seasoning. Our Zatar seasoning when I worked here before, I don't know now.